Hey guys, welcome back to Fasterproms YouTube channel. Before we get into the LAZs portion of the video, we just completed our first Fasterproms tuning school, which has been a huge success. We have 2 more by the end of the year. That is December 9th and 10th, and also the 14th and the 15th. If you guys ever wanted to learn HP tuners, this is a beginner and intermediate class, and what we're going to do is teach you guys all sorts of stuff on how to use the scanner, the tuner, and be able to take on all sorts of different combinations and such. I've been doing tuning for 23 years, and there is a lot to learn. If you guys would like to get a little bit more information about the tuning school, we have some posts on our Instagram, as well as a couple videos earlier, specifically diving into certain sections of what we're going to be doing there. A little bit after the end of the year, the price of the class is going to go up a couple $100, as well as we're going to have different classes for a little bit further advanced and break up the beginner, intermediate, and advanced. Let's get on with the video.
Definitely doing its thing and making it look good. Getting excited, getting ready to get the transfer case together. I got it laid out over here. So I got the Atlas laid out with the cables. I need to assemble it on the table, and we'll get that mated up to my, actually I'm going to use my old truck transmission because I haven't got the new trans in for the Jeep yet. Trans mount's going to locate itself onto the cross member that I got from Barnes, and then that's going to let the motor mounts fall in where they need to be on the frame. So then I'll look at what I need to do if I want to plate the frame where I'm putting the motor mounts, or just put them directly on the frame rails. Getting everything sorted out. Wade came by today to help us out a little bit, and we went ahead and lifted the body off the frame and had him lay down some welds attaching the Moto Built back half to the factory frame. Hey, Jerry's making a lot of noise. Fellow Jeep in here, so that got me motivated. I'm gonna go ahead and try and get a lot of the short block put together, some accessories, the oil pan. I still got to port the heads. I'm going to seal that up, get it set in to start checking clearances, and get ready to do the suspension and axle clearances to the top of the diff, to the oil pan and such. There she is, Ryan Tooley, PDS4. It's going to be a thumper. Wiseco pistons, Callie's rods. Got the camshaft in the motor, got it, just put some paper on there to close it up. Kind of just pin 2 bolts in the front cover. I want to get the valley closed up and then get the oil pan on it like first thing, just to get everything sealed up. So ICT has some awesome products. I used them on the truck. I really like all their billet stuff. And I have this valley cover. It has a oil pressure port in the back. I wanted to show you guys, I got a really cool Kevco oil pan. So this is what they recommend for off-road use. This one is actually an F-body style. It's 6 quarts. It does have a diamond gate design, and what that's going to do is all the oil, wherever it comes in, it's going to force it through the outsides of this. My pickup tube that you get with the oil pan sits down in the center. If I have this Jeep any kind of angle, hopefully, or it's good for hard launches or obviously road course racing. The remote filter setup, which they have it plumbed. I believe it's -10. It's a nickel coating on here, it should last. And then also, this is a catch can. No filter, all sealed. It's got 2 extra vents. I'm gonna run an evap system to the exhaust. Pull some vacuum on this crankcase. Try and make a little bit more power. I've got this ICT AC compressor mount that looks like it's gonna work out. It's pretty awesome. It bolts to the side of the block here and here. You've got your front mount for the compressor, rear mount location, and it's using like a Gen 3 truck style tensioner. Had Matt Hodges here today from Redneck Ram, and definitely got distracted from the camera game and tried to get a lot done on the Jeep. So, big changes. Got the motor sat in, got the motor mounts tacked in place, trans is on, Tim King, that came in today. Got the advanced adapters Atlas behind it. I'm gonna have to get a spacer for that. We were doing some positioning checking with the front axle and how far forward we have to get it. If you see the balancer is got a spacer just to keep it a good 3/8 distance. So we had a little bit of movement there. Didn't want it to slide forward or anything. Got clearance on that. Might not keep that bar, might keep it. The next thing, I'm gonna go ahead and get the fuel tank put back in the back of it. I need to get some weight in the back of this thing because it's been really light on the backside with it being where it was on the lift. This front body mount is here and it's got a little box built behind it. So with the gearbox on the outside, if I push it forward where we were talking about doing it, we're gonna have a contact issue there. So we're gonna trim that up. I'll show you guys what we got going on here with the Atlas on there. I've got to look at the output shaft length. You can see there's a little gap in between there where the Atlas is pushed all the way up on the splines of the output shaft of the trans and still has a gap there. Tim King's Stage 4 6090 and Kevco on the oil pan. It's got it nice high and tight. Moving the front axle way forward. We're gonna come, you know, up in this area with it. Got the Denton Racing motor mounts just tacked in there and there, and same with his transmission mount. Got it just tacked in. Definitely coming together. So now I'm gonna drop it back down on the jack stands, get the body back off of it, and start dressing the motor a little bit more. I've got some headers I wanna try on there just to see how they fit and if I'm gonna be able to use them. Put 3-rod headers on a Jeep. Friend Tom Argy Design, he let me just try out these headers to see where they fall. A little issue there. I gotta check out a couple other options. Definitely like the way that header's made. If I just didn't have a transfer case. Also, the other side is hitting the motor mount pretty harshly. So that one doesn't sweep down near as quickly. It's about midnight. Just threw some stuff on the motor. It's not installed 100%, but just wanted to get some mock-ups so we can get clearances for everything. And that's what it looks like. It's Saturday, trying to get more Jeep stuff done. And I got super lucky. I got the owner of Redneck Ram here, Mr. Hodges.
Hey guys, what's up?
It's Matt. And he's been doing some serious stuff with making this all come together. And I've never seen anybody work PVC and actually have it modeled for bending as well as he is.
When you need to bend a piece of pipe and you only have so much pipe, you can use a heat gun or a torch and slowly heat up PVC and get it the shape you want, and then you have something tangible that you can hold.
I didn't ask if that was a trick that you wanted to let out.
Oh, secret squirrels
of the trade. But yeah, he's definitely made this come a long way in a short amount of time, and I'm very grateful. We welded out the track bar mount. It's on the tire over there. Got the locate position to locate that.
Now we have to go over the pumpkin and under his overdrive pulley for the supercharger, which will have to come under that.
That kind of keeps it down under the frame rail too.
Yep.
And then back up to the mount.
And then we'll come back over, and we may just have to, we might be able to make this bend a little bit more and go straight to the mount, or we might have to come over here and put another little kink in the pipe to come up to the mount. But no matter what, it's gonna work. It's gonna go great.
And this man has gotten everything clearing. I have like zero, well not zero, but let's see. Has everything clearing. I don't have any interference on any of the steering or track arm. And we're gonna raise this thing up and whoo, she's sitting low. That's as low as it would ever go. The wheel's never gonna come up higher. What's gonna happen is the wheel actually, when that side drops out, this wheel's gonna cut in. So I'm definitely gonna have to do some clearancing up through here. And when it's turned and coming in, you know, we're getting into that area. We move the axle far enough forward that I'm not gonna have much of a problem in the back at all. Maybe just a little bit of slight trimming down here. We're gonna take this thing and run it up in the air. And I know I'm getting 16-inch coilovers. I made a mark here. We're at ride height. We're at full droop, or full compression right here, sorry. We know that measurement for where we're gonna mount everything. And then 16 inches up from that, I have another mark. That's it.
Is that it?
16 inches of rise.
Man, it's a big boy.
Matt here has helped get this stuff figured out on the geometry of it. Now, I have a brand new bender I've never used. And the bad thing is when you never use something, you depend on it to work, it doesn't always go that way. So we had a few mishaps with the bending and had to do it by hand. And I'm gonna end up remaking the track bar. We have some ugly bends in there, but it gives me something to practice on. And I got something I can lay it up against and know if it's the right bends in the right spot, which is kind of nice to learn with. Big from down here, Matt.
It's big.
So I noticed the pinion angle didn't change very much on moving up.
The main thing you have to worry about for driving is as you let it up and down to watch the tires turn or the pitman arm turn as you go up and down, and you're not getting none of it that I can visually see. That's called bump steer. As you go over big bumps, it makes the tires want to do this, and it makes it really squirrely and hard to drive. So
yeah, I had a Dodge that did that really bad.
Yeah. If you get all that geometry right, then that doesn't happen. I don't think you're going to have any of that, or at least not enough to notice. It ought to drive down the highway at 70 with one hand on the wheel.
Awesome. Definitely smiling day to day. I know you all say you don't see me smile very much. And you told me the rear is going to be easy.
Yeah, compared to this, the rear is easy.
Awesome.
It'll be a bad motor scooter.
All right, definitely getting stoked about this, and many more days of work on it to go, but it's coming along good. So we run a strap around the center of the axle, let it pivot off of, because not having rear suspension hooked up and having this thing balancing on a lift is kind of sketchy. But let me show you this. We got just about full droop there. We got full compression there, up to the fender.
Yep. And it's definitely going to flex more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Matt, really appreciate everything, man.
Glad to help, man.
Dude, this is going to be, with your help, this is going to be an awesome rig. Bad for a street car, boy. Pretty impressive, huh?
Oh my god.
I don't know about you, but I am actually blown away impressed. I thought we were only going to get like 20 or 25 horsepower on this Kong Export here.
That's some nice stuff. Definitely been impressed by it. That with the Nick Williams on there, it's a good combination.
Yeah, so I was actually just on the phone with Greg, and we were just kind of talking about, hey, look, everything in front of this has already been optimized. We already got basically a 5-inch going up, and then that is a 103mm throttle body. The blower was already ported to a 103mm throttle body, and but what they do inside is they epoxy up certain areas and really can open up other areas that basically, you know, we can't even compete with. So we're like, dang, dude, that was really, 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 really impressive. This car was so fast to begin with, and I can't wait to see what it is now. But yeah, I mean, basically think of the whole combination, optimizing the whole thing all the way through. Really big cold air, really big throttle body. Now,
and they went through and freshened up all the bearings, everything. The blower's new, so he's good to go.
To be able to say, hey, look, that this picked up 100 wheel over where we were, I would have been like, no, ain't no chance, not a snowball's chance in hell that would actually happen, but it literally did. I can't believe it. I'm blown away. Definitely check out Kong Performance. Get the export on this thing. It is absolutely sick. So we're definitely man enough to say, hey, look, that's that actually is the best deal that you can get right there. At Fasterproms, we can definitely build an absolutely wicked combination.
This thing would definitely make fantastic power even without what we've put around it, but the stuff that we did put around it is breathtakingly sick. Though this car, at that kind of mile or that kind of power right there, is probably going to be 155 mile an hour trap speed car as a street car. This guy literally drives this like daily. So we can definitely build you an absolutely awesome package, but the Kong Export was certainly part of that package.
Well, as Laz's progress continues, we'll get you guys caught up to speed with some of the more current stuff that he's been doing. Also, so in addition to our tuning school, which again, that is December 9th and 10th, if you guys want to get in that. Also, the 14th and 15th is available. Please contact Jeremy at fasterproms.net. We have that in the contact below, as well as a contact number for you guys that you can call or text. So not only are we teaching for our tuning school, but we also can do some stuff for you guys remotely, whether that be through HB Tuners or through Holly. We can do all sorts of different stuff, no matter what the combination. Also be able to help and advise with some of your build. So thank you guys so very much for watching. Wanted to share another little piece of wisdom here with you guys. That is to embrace the things that you cannot change, the courage to change the things that you can, and the wisdom to know the difference. God bless you guys. We'll see you next episode.